Welcome to a new episode of React Native Weekly. This is a show whereby I talk about the latest developments, interesting things which happened in React Native, any interesting tweets or news. So if you're looking forward to anything like that, please subscribe to this channel. I've also linked as well a link to my newsletter if you want to get this through your mail, and enjoy. This is episode number 3. This is for the week ending on June 4th. So, a lot of things happened this week, but I'll just go through them quickly with you. So, the first thing is that React 10, that's 10 years old. So, we've been developing in React for about 10 years now. If you started back in 2013, so that's like on the 29th of May 2013 is the first day whereby the software engineer Jonathan from Facebook announced the creation of React JavaScript library. So the Web Design Museum actually placed it nicely, so it linked it quite nicely to show like the very first version of React. It's quite cool to see, and it's also unbelievable that React as well is turning 10 years. So that's pretty cool. I saw some pretty cool tweets as well of people who made their first to-do app in React. That was like 10 years ago or 9 years ago, and they're like, I have a 9-year experience in React, which is pretty cool to see. So this is amazing, and this is like a React Native show, so automatically if React is turning 10, us React Native developers are also affected by that positively, because without React Native probably wouldn't be here, and you would see any developments with React Native. So we thank Facebook for that. So Sebastian did show like a really cool picture or tweet whereby they showed the first commit and the React core repo. So that's pretty cool to see, and yeah, it's pretty amazing, So that's the first story that we're gonna tackle this week. Other one is about React Native connection. I feel like the past 3 weeks there's always been a React Native show, whether it's React Native EU, Chain React, and now we had React Native connection on the 1st of June. It was also a private show, so there wasn't really much that you could get if you didn't attend in person. But luckily there were some really interesting tweets that we got from people who attended, and it seemed like a really cool one. There was like blockbuster casts or speakers, if I can say, in the React Native community, which is pretty cool, and everything's all documented. I think one standout tweet or update that I received was a talk by Lewis, who was talking about React Native performance. So there is a Notion page that he put together which talks about some of the React Native performance bottlenecks, symptoms, and causes. So I've linked this picture or link in the Notion page, and you can actually go check it out yourself. And it goes pretty cool because it goes through different performance related issues with React Native, and it calls them like symptoms. So it's more of like a database whereby like different performance symptoms, if I can say, they are placed there, and he actually goes through detailed quite a bit of them. So it's pretty cool to see a database like this. So if you're interested in that, I've placed the link in the newsletter, so you can just actually get it from there. So that's pretty cool. Going back to our weekly recap, so the next one I'm gonna cover is the React Open Source Awards voting for 2023. Unfortunately, now it's closed, but I can definitely say it was a good one for the React Native community. We saw a couple of React Native, open source React Native libraries which were nominated. We know about Tamagui, Export Router, and This Week in React as well by Sebastian was also announced. And congratulations to the creator of React Native Vision Camera, who won the side project of the year. So it's a really cool camera library. I have tutorial for the React Native Vision Camera in the description, so if you're looking for a tutorial for that. But there's also a lot of documentation about a Vision Camera, and we also spoke about it on the second episode of the React Native Weekly, whereby we saw many demos about the React Native Vision Camera using TensorFlow. So it's pretty cool that there is an award which came out for that. So going to the next story, I can just talk about this cool chat library which was also released just in the last week. It's a really cool library for doing a lot of analysis about charts, and it's mainly React driven. So it's a really cool library to have a look at it. It's called React Native eCharts. So you can just have a look at it, play around with it, and check if is there any use case that you might find if you use this app. So that's pretty cool, and it's great to see developments like this for React Native. So it's pretty cool. Just check it out. And going to the next story, we saw a demo by William who showed React Native Skier running on a 14 kilobyte polyfill canvas kit. So that means then, even if you're using React Skier for the web or React Native for web, there won't be any dependencies. So it's actually running quite smoothly on the browser, and it's actually purely using Skier. So it's a really cool demo that is showed, and I feel like with Skier, every new week we finding really cool developments with it. So it's amazing to see something like that, and William as well and the team are working very hard on the Skier library. Going to another big one, Kraken, which is a crypto or Web3 based app. It's also based in America, but it's also an international one. And a really interesting spot was that the app itself is actually using React Native in the background. So it's pretty cool to see big apps like this using React Native. It just shows the power of React Native and how it's actually the future of app development. So this is just so right now I'm showing the file structure, and that's how you can actually spot some of the common React Native core patterns. So that's pretty cool. Going to one of the last sections. So the first one here, I'll just highlight some of the trending React Native libraries in this week. And for this week, we saw that the Platform Colors library was trending. It basically helps you to generate platform native colors for iOS, Android, and the web. and it uses the platform color API on React Native, and it uses the CSS custom library for the web. Such a cool library, and it's been developed by the folks at Klarna. So if you are one of those people who want your colors to be super accurate, I guess this is a library for you. And then the final one I'd mention is like I call it the new developers highlight, whereby I just look into the community and then highlight a library which is done by some of the community members. And then in this time we gonna highlight an app which was launched by a user called Sabi. Basically, it's an app which allows you to, it's a React Native app which allows you to put all your subscriptions into one place, and then you can actually track how you're using your subscription. This is a really cool library, and big ups to the developer. Like the UIs are quite nice as well. So React Native it is, and the app was done using Expo. So this is pretty cool. So if you want a link to the Notion page that I have right now, which is the summary, the link is in the description or in the show notes if you're listening to this show via podcast. Also, I have a weekly newsletter that you can sign up to. The link is also in the description. You get this newsletter before everyone else. So pretty cool. Have a great week ahead. And that's me.